Get your brand new AyChristene holiday merch at crowdmade.com/AyChristene. There are t-shirts, ugly Christmas sweaters, regular sweaters, beanies, and mugs. Head over to crowdmade.com/AyChristene right now and set yourself straight for the holiday season. Hey buddies, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we are checking out video game Addict. It's in quotes, Addict by sWooZie. Link for this video is in the description box below for you to check out. Now let's get started.
First order of business.
Okay.
Yes. One of my friends the other day said,
Love the shirt.
I was addicted to video games. Oh, just because I come home and do something every day until 4 in the morning?
Oh dear.
All of a sudden I'm addicted?
Oh dear.
I know you're like me. You'll be sitting at home playing games and then somewhere in the house you hear and your
robbery?
first thought is,
oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. That gaming PC is fire. But I get what he's saying. If you hear sounds in the background, I automatically assume there's like something really bad happening, and I'll take a pause because instantly I'm like, crap, and I'll think something really horrible. I'm not gonna say it, but I'll think something horrible. I'll take a second, and then I'll be like, all right, now everything sounds fine. I just have to take a second.
And your first thought is, I think somebody's breaking into my house.
Right?
But your very next thought is, okay, but I'm playing online. And I'm live streaming.
Right?
I can't just pause.
I love this.
So, this is how I die. Now, a non-gamer would look at that and be like, see, you're addicted. But any of y'all that are gamers know that's a normal situation.
Right?
So I'm going to share some stories that people on the outside looking in, they're going to be like, bro, you're clearly addicted. But anybody who's a gamer, they're going to hear these stories and be like, bro, that's totally normal. This is very relatable. For example, kids would go to sleep with toys. I would go to sleep with a video game magazine.
Oh, really?
I would even take video game magazines to school because why not?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Math book. Game Informer magazine.
There you go.
My parents didn't have money like that to be buying.
Oh, did that say Five Nights at Freddy's? Hold on, I'm trying to see it. Oh, final Five Nights at Freddy's, the fantasy. Yeah, I like these little images on the back. They're cute.
My parents didn't have money like that to be buying video games all the time because them things were expensive. But the rule was whenever they bought me games, I had to share the games with my sister. The one-player adventure games like Zelda, she didn't like to play, but she liked to watch.
Oh, that's
look
good.
Under that bush.
Benefits you.
Football, tennis, sports games. Me and my sister love to play those together.
That's
one time we were at this
That's
tennis
sweet.
game. I'm sitting at home. Bing bong. It's one of those situations where you're home and you hear the doorbell and you think the other person's going to get the door. Look out the window. It's the UPS man.
Oh.
And I yell, Deka, our game's here. Get the door. You have to sign for it.
Oh,
I'm in the shower. Then I hear,
he
I'm
drove
not kidding with you
off.
guys when I tell you that I kicked into full action movie mode.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, I was in a Michael Bay movie.
All right.
Drop kicked my door, ran outside. I think the house even exploded behind me. I was like, Bumblebee! Bumblebee comes flying around the corner. Jumped in the car and chased the UPS man.
It's a
True story.
UPS
It
killer
gets to
on the
the end
back.
of my neighborhood, makes a right.
Yeah.
I'm flying up.
Goodness. Okay.
Pull up alongside of him and I'm yelling, pull over!
Oh gosh.
My game is in there!
Oh goodness.
I just blacked out. We've been waiting for this game for so long, and it was a Friday. So if we didn't get the game today, we knew we had to wait until Monday.
Right.
Pull over!
And then you lose the whole weekend to play it.
And I saw the look on his
that
face,
he
and then I
voiced the
realized how much of a crazy person I must have looked
Oh.
like. So then I toned it down a few levels because I realized I was at an 11.
Right.
This man waited till the last minute and then turned onto the freeway.
Oh.
I can only imagine how this dude came to drop off the game on Monday.
Oh goodness. Like looking around. Oh.
Totally relatable, right? I know I'm not the only
That's
person
actually
that's ever
hilarious.
chased down a UPS or Amazon or FedEx.
I haven't.
Right?
I haven't.
Here's another story.
I've wanted
So I
to,
have this
but I
famous
haven't.
friend. She says she doesn't want to be named in the video, so we're going to keep her anonymous.
Okay.
We bonded over a lot of video games, but more specifically, Pikmin. Can we all get together and tweet Nintendo of America and tell them to make a patch for the new Pikmin to make the multiplayer online? It's what year
Why?
we in?
Yeah.
So whenever both of our schedules
That's
were
hold
clear-
on. He brought up something that like is okay. Side note. Who's on a shirt? I've been trying to figure out who's on a shirt. Let me know if you know down below if we get a clear picture of who's on a shirt. But side note to that, he brought up a real serious thing, right? Because for the y'all know I'm doing these AyChristene Miss collabs, right? And one of them, I was trying to play Boomerang Fu. For some reason, in 2020, you can't play that ish online multiplayer. What you have to do if you're playing on PC is do Steam remote play, okay? And what that is where you're basically streaming the game to other people to play. And if they are playing on a controller, they can join in on your game. Problem with that is that you're also giving access of your computer to other people. So we tried to play the game, and for some reason, one of the other girls that I was playing with, her mouse ended up controlling my computer. And it's like whenever she would move her mouse, it would kick people out the game and it would take over my computer. So I'm like, why is this an option? Why is the option, hey, let me open up my computer to a lot of people and have them have access to it should be just in the game, hopefully. And I don't know. Thank God I never found out if it's beyond that. But when she was moving her mouse, and she didn't do it on purpose. I mean, none of us knew what we were doing. It's remote play. It's the first time I've ever done it. And whenever she would move her mouse, it was taking control. When she would move her keyboard, it was taking control. I'm like, that is very scary to have somebody else control your computer in a non-trusted IT situation. So, it's 2020, online multiplayer. Please make that. If you're going to have multiplayer, make it online. Make it online. As simple as please just make it online. No more. I'm done. I'm done with these remote play or couch only co-op games, bruh. Multiplayer online. Online. All right, I'm done.
For a weekend, she would pack a bunch of clothes in a suitcase. She would come over, put her stuff in the guest room, and we would play Pikmin all weekend long. But this one time in particular, she comes over.
I don't think I've ever played
playing Pikmin. I'm used to her play style, and she's just doing things differently.
Oh, goodness.
And her patience is just like, ugh.
Okay.
So the next morning at breakfast, it was very awkward. So I decided to address the elephant in the room.
Right.
So we need to talk.
About what? What happened?
Okay. Is there anything you want to, tell me? About what? It's just you have these new moves. And have you been playing with someone else? I just think it's best if we started playing with other people. You wait till now to tell me this? I've been saving myself for you. I haven't played with anybody else. Just you. What happened to us? How could you do this? This felt like we were having one of those relationship conversations. And I'm sure that's happened to all the gamers out there watching this.
Okay.
Right?
Hold on. All right. So what I will say with this is that I'm not going to say too much, okay? But I will say that I can relate to this in a certain degree. I'm just going to leave that degree to me. I'm not going to share that degree, but I understand the sentiment that he is talking about. That is all I'll say. But when he did that, I laughed because I thought of very particular moments where you're kind of like, you playing that with somebody else? Like, that's what we doing? That's what we doing? I've had those moments, and I'll leave it at that, but it's hilarious.
And outsiders would look at me like I'm some kind of crazy addict for talking like this. but I'm not.
Okay.
I'm listening to myself, and it doesn't sound like I'm selling my point.
Okay.
Signs you're addicted.
Oh, so he's
You
looking
need to
it
have
up.
5 or more of these signs.
Oh, okay.
In 1 year to be
year?
considered to have a problem.
All right, what's the...
You long for isolation. Okay. I'm just a hermit, so I don't know if that has any merit. You get headaches from staring at the screen too long. I mean, okay. When you get a new game and the frame rate is different,
you can get headaches, right? I get a little
You start
motion.
smelling like a homeless man because you stop grooming yourself.
No.
It starts affecting your schooling or work.
It is my work, so...
You can't stop when you say you're going to stop. You prioritize gaming over everything else.
Okay.
You're in denial about having an addiction. Okay, listen.
The last one is you're in denial.
I didn't come on here to
be accosted. Yeah.
Myself.
Right?
I think what we can conclude is I'm not an addict, guys.
That's
okay?
the
I never looked
conclusion.
at gaming as an escape from my reality.
Okay.
Reality was just always something that got in the way of my gaming.
That's it.
And that's totally something an addict would never say.
Never. No.
Right?
If sWooZie wears one shoe without laces, I wear one shoe without laces.
That is hilarious. Whoa, what is this? Me and my nephew's back at it again. Oh, watching his videos. That's funny. In his video, that seemed to be like some feedback in the mic. I was wondering what that sound was. I kept pausing it to see if it's my setup, but I think it was just the video. But nonetheless, that aside, I will say that when it comes to the whole video game addiction statement or narrative or whatever you want to call it, mindset, thought process, whatever, I don't really believe that. I'll be honest. I really don't believe that. I think that you can spend your time or spend a lot of time with something, and you can, I think the word addict kind of gets thrown out a little too easily when it comes to video games, because when you think about stuff you do every day, are you an air addict because you breathe air, you know? Are you a food addict because you eat food, you know? For me, one of the things that I wouldn't say frustrates me, but bothers me is there was, I think it was last year, earlier this year, I think it was this year, that there was some articles about like actual rehab for people who are addicted to video games. And I, now that I'm thinking back, this ish was real, I believe, but when I'm thinking back, it sounds like it was a joke. But what it was, long story short, I read an article or a couple articles about parents that are sending their kids to video game rehab, and the video game rehab place or facility would have kids doing chores as part of their rehab. So I was like, the parents can't, you know, tell their kids to do the chores in those particular cases. And I will never, I try not to be someone who judges other parents. As soon as I popped one out of me, I'm like, you know what? I'm meaning a child. Okay, I should have specified what one is. As soon as I popped a child out of me, it put a lot of things in perspective for me. However, when it comes to like parents paying like, it was like hundreds or thousands of dollars to send their kids to a facility for them to do chores, I was like, that does not compute with me. It does not compute with me. Unplug their devices if it's that bad where they're not doing their chores or doing what they're supposed to. Take it away, break it, you know, whatever you got to do to stop them if you feel like it's impeding them doing things. I wouldn't have a problem if my daughter played video games for hours. I'm definitely not going to be a hypocrite because I play video games for hours, you know. The only thing, it would be a problem for me if like life is on hold for these games, you know? And I don't mean periodically, because games, if you're playing like a story-based game, if there could be 10 hours, they could be 12 hours, they could be, if it's freaking Persona, it could be the rest of their life that they have to take to play this game. So I'm not going to be one to be like, okay, you're an addict because you're playing this game a lot, or you're trying to finish a game and you block out chunks of time in your day to play a game. It's only an issue for me if, like, let's say you don't eat, like you stop eating. Okay, there's a problem we got to fix. When she gets older and let's say she's playing video games all day and doesn't eat, doesn't clean, doesn't complete her chores, doesn't finish her homework, all those things, then it's a problem. I'm not going to spend hundreds or thousands or $1 to send her to somebody else's house or facility for her to clean up their house. Nah, bruh. You do this or you lose this. This is where we at. You do this or you lose this. And I'm gonna type it up on the thing. If you could type, you could read. You know, I don't foresee this being an issue, but it does when I do get kind of like if there's a parent that says, my child's a video game addict. I feel like there's a lot of people that just don't get video games. So I agree with him in that aspect, that a lot of people on the outside looking in feel like it's an addiction without actually trying to understand it. Like a game, it would be like if you watch TV, if you're Netflixing a show, like a series, right? Let's say you're like, this brand new series just dropped and there's a whole season and they've got like 20 episodes. Like when Flash drops a new season and there's like 20 episodes or something like that. And I will watch a bunch of episodes. Nobody's like, oh, my daughter's an addict because she watches a whole TV show. But it's like when it comes to gaming, I feel like people just don't get it, you know? But that's my feeling. And I know I spent a lot of time kind of preaching about it, but I don't think he's actually an addict. I think this was an enjoyable and funny video, especially the ending when he was like, an addict would never say this, would they? Right? So it was a very funny video, and I love when he freaking does voices, as you guys know, when he did his voice for him and his sister, and then that famous girl that he won't name. But I'm wondering if the hair's a giveaway. Let me know if you guess who it is. Let me know, because I have no idea. Also, let me know who's on the shirt. Outside of that, I don't think he's an addict. sWooZie, do you, boo? Okay, play your video games. You have made a life. Video games helped. Yeah, at the beginning of his career, he was playing competitively, and look at where he's at now. So say, this is where I'm at now. What you think, bruh? You know, you could say all that, or you could, paraphrase a different way, whatever works for you, sWooZie. But yes, if you liked that video, check out the link in the description box below to support sWooZie. If you like this video, hug the life out of that like button. I love you guys as always, and until next time, buddies. Toodles.